Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Sunday, everybody.
Karen, it's not Sunday.
It's KJ motherfucker P coming at you with... I'm coming at you with another barrel full of bullshit. I've been told to sit down. I've been told to shut up. I've been told that it doesn't affect me, so I don't need to have an opinion. I've been told my opinion doesn't matter. It's a fucking opinion. And I'm about to give you mine. Before I go any further, let's talk a little bit about representation. You know, those people in the elite society that represent your group of people or your culture. So for me, it would be like the Ellens and the Rosies and the way lesbians are portrayed in any show that's on TV or something like that. Now, I am not your normal gay person. I don't put myself in a victimization category. I'll declare what is right and what is wrong, regardless. The truth is, being gay isn't a fad. It's not the next cool thing. Stop that. Stop that. Old school gays have fought long and hard to get the rights and to get the respect that we have right now in society. This is not a game. This is a human reality. We've been banished from our homes, our families, people that knew us growing up. It's not something you get to jump on the bandwagon with. This is real life. We all know that we have a new sitting president. And I'm going to call him Joe. He's the president. I'm just going to call him Joe because I called Trump Uncle Donnie, so Joe. So Joe decides that he's going to sign a whole bunch of executive orders on his first day. And a lot of those executive orders weren't very thought out. They were just trying to undo things that the former president had done, just to undo things the former president has done, even if those things were positive. This particular executive order prevents and combats discriminating on the basis of gender ID or sexual orientation. That sounds awesome, right? In the executive order, there's actually verbiage and a lecture about how we shouldn't have to fear, shouldn't deny access to healthcare and discriminate against LGBTIA at work and the treatments that they get at work. That sounds great, right? Nice TED Talk, Joe. Beautiful TED Talk. Then this shit addresses children being able to learn without being denied access to restrooms and locker rooms and school sports. Whoa, wait, now we're getting kids into this? I may need another video for this whole transgender child thing, because I'm finding big info on a family who actually allowed their kids or pushed their kid to sexualize their body, and now the kid regrets it, and the mom's kicking herself in the ass for pushing too hard for it. So that's going to be a completely different video. I digress. I'm gay. Y'all know it. There's no hiding it. I am for rights of the LGBTQ community until those rights start to impede on the rights of other individuals. That's what makes the gays want to cancel me. Because I believe that we deserve rights, but I don't believe that we should be able to trample over other people's rights. That's why they hate me. That's why they bully me. That's why they need to come up on me and take my gay card, I guess. So, during this Sunday morning TED Talk,
It's not Sunday.
I'm going to talk about how transgender pre-op and post-op women have been allowed, by executive order of the President of the United States of America, by the way, to be allowed to compete in women's sports. Pre-op, post-op, middle school, high school, collegiate, Olympic, they're allowing pre-op trans biological men to compete against women in women's sports. All right, let's think through this logically, because facts do matter, statistics matter. It absolutely matters, because there's going to be a biological woman getting killed. If it hasn't already happened, I haven't found it. I think my uncle said something about an MMA fighter getting knocked the fuck out by a female-to-male trans MMA fighter. And that's just dangerous. You're going to kill somebody. And if that's already happened, somebody please comment down below because I really want to read about that. Alright, I get that trans people want to be treated normally. Well, I mean, honestly, it's not normal to change your sex. It's not a normality of society. So, to push yourself or push trans people to run all over female sports is ridiculous. And when I say run all over female sports, I mean run all over female sports. I mean, if you think about it, the female physiological makeup is like 8 to 10 points less than the male's physiological makeup. And that's even after transition. There's biologically born men who have decided to change their body to female, which comes with limitations. It comes with limitations, period. It does. When you change your physical structure, it comes with limitations. One of those limitations is going to have to be sports, because what you're doing is you're taking women who have trained their entire life. All right? That Olympic athlete has absolutely trained their entire life. Like, I'm talking from elementary, middle school, they've been working on this craft. Somebody comes in, just transitions a couple months prior, busts up the free weights, and kills her record that she's been working her whole entire life on, because his physiological makeup, her physiological makeup is that of a biological male. Even if that person's transitioned, you still have the muscle mass. There's no restrictions on female to male entering in sports. Clearly, females have less body structure, less muscle mass. They're going to be allowed in with no restrictions. Now, what they're saying is that the male to female trans people have restrictions. How much testosterone is left in their body? How much estrogen have they been taking? Have they been taking a certain level of estrogen for a whole year at a time? Okay, I get that. That's awesome. But what about the muscle mass? What about the absolute way that now transitioned woman towers over the rest of the women in this sport? That is totally and completely degrading to women's sports. It's going to end women's sports, and it's because now there's people who are faking to be trans so that they can meet records in women's sports. It's like a Smollett situation. You're gonna fucking beat yourself up and then call it gay bashing, tag your car with a bunch of BLM hate bullshit, and then you're the one that fucking did your car. You fucking screamed that you were in the goddamn Capitol during the riot, and you were fucking across town, 7 buildings away. We're living in a world of people who are becoming Smolletts, and they're faking being trans now to get these records. Let's take those Smolletts aside and just take the women who have transitioned and want to be in sports. Is it fair for you to just come in and dominate the women's sports? Biological women who have worked their whole life for this sport. Trained and trained and trained and trained and sacrificed family time and Let's be clear that female to male trans do not get the same privilege in sports as the male to female trans. Body mass. Just like this. You're just going to walk in and you're just going to take this away from women? You are making the women's movement and suffrage, you're pushing it back about 60 years is what you're doing, Joe. So it's just Joe, I don't know what you were thinking or if you even thought this through, but you're going to get blasted when somebody gets killed and the government gets slammed. Yo, I absolutely believe trans people need to be treated fairly, but not at the cost of discriminating against the bio-female at birth. And that about sums up my view in life. Everyone deserves fair treatment. Everyone deserves equal rights. But your rights pretty much end when you start stepping on my rights. What we really have is co-ed or unisex sports. Biology matters. Physiology absolutely matters. Men and women are completely in 2 different categories when it comes to anatomy and physiology. Women work so hard to compete. And then a trans student comes in and blows records away and Makes it so that the women don't even want to compete anymore. Grab all the college scholarships. They want to grab all the Olympic medals. They want to grab all the facts of the situation matter. And it matters that we treat each other with respect and kindness and try not to take away what people have fought years and years and years for. We need to be good to each other. We can learn how to live together without trampling on each other's rights. And that goes for a lot of subjects. So now I wait for all the SJWs to call me transphobic. I got no time for haters in this bitch. Not gonna tell me how I feel about being a woman who loves sports. And you're not gonna tell me that I'm transphobic because I have an opinion about it. I don't got time. I don't got any time. You know, I still don't understand how the SJWs are canceling everything and calling everybody names and twisting everything around so that they're allowed to do all that. I still don't get that dynamic in life. But what I need you to take from this is don't step on other people's rights. It's not okay. It doesn't make you a better person. And let's just be good to each other. Bring ourselves to a higher level of understanding so that we can get through this life. Be good to each other, guys. Be good to each other.